So we have a few basic rules here, that is the number of men are increasing, the number of days or time taken by them to do the work is decreased. Okay, so by general case also we can understand the basic things here. If the number of men are increasing, okay, if men are increasing, obviously the number of days or the time taken will be decreased. So men and days are inversely proportional, men and time are also inversely proportional. So what we can understand, if we take any work, for example, if we take a construction of building or construction of a bridge or something, okay, so for example, if 10 men can construct a building in 20 days, if men are increasing, obviously the efficiency is increasing, the number of days will be decreased. That is a simple common thing we need to understand. So if men are increasing, days should be increased, which means that men and days are indirectly proportional or inversely proportional. Now, when it comes to the second point, the number of men are increasing, the amount of work is increased. Okay, if we deploy the number of men, then obviously the work done by them will be obviously increased. So men and work are directly proportional. So these are the two things you need to remember, that is men and days are inversely proportional, men and time are inversely proportional. Actually, you no need to remember this one, you can easily find out this. Okay, if men are increasing, obviously they should be increased, that's a general thing. If men are increasing, work should be increased, that is also you can easily remember. Now this one formula we need to remember, according to the men, days and work is concerned, men, days, efficiency and time. If m1 d1 e1 t1 by w1, so why we had taken in a denominator, because that is a work, so work done by those people. So here men, m represents the number of men, d represents days or time, and e represents efficiency, okay, and t represents the time in hours. Days and time are similar kind. Okay, next w represents work done. Okay, work done. Okay, work. Now you need to remember this formula: m1 d1 e1 by w1 equals to m2 d2 e2 t2 by w2. So out of these 10 terms, so if we miss any terms, we can find the remaining. And one more important point: whatever terms are given in the question, we need to pick the terms and we need to find out the answer for the question. So that is this. Next, work from days and days from work. For example, if A can do a piece of work in n days, now let us take it, if A can do the work in 2 days, if A can complete the work in 2 days, then what is 1 day's work of A? This helps a lot, guys, to finding a total number of days from 1 day's work, or finding the total number of days from 1 days and 1 day's work from the total number of days. This will be helpful very so many cases I can say. So 1 day's work will be what, half he can complete in 1 day. So if he complete in 2 days, half work he completed in 1 day, so that is simply the reciprocal of this. What we can understand, simple, total number of days and 1 day's work is reciprocal to each other. So if 2 days, if A can do and complete the work, 1 day's work will be 1 by 2. If 10 days A can complete the work, 1 day's work will be 1 by 10. So this is the number of days and this is 1 day's work. You can easily remember this point as well. And if total number of days are given, that is like this. If total number of days are given, we can easily find out 1 day's work. If 1 day's work is given, which is like 1 by n. So in few questions, it's given like A's 1 day's work is 1 by 2. Then how many days it will take? A's 1 day's work is 1 by 10. In how many days A can complete the work? So if A's 1 day's work is 1 by 3, and he will take 3 days to complete the work. Okay, 3 days to complete the work. This is one point you need to remember. So as of now, we remembered one formula, that is chain rule, which is m1 d1 e1 t1 by w1 equals to m2 d2 e2 t2 by w2. That is one formula. And one more formula we learned in the next slide. Now, apart from that, if we are converting and if you are comparing the ratios of the efficiency, okay, so if A is thrice as good workman as B, then ratio of work done by A and B. So wherever and they will take two dots like this, A and B, which is 3 is to 1. Now it's already says A is thrice as good as B. If A can do 3 times work, the ratio of work done by A will be 3 times of B, obviously. Now when it comes to the time, if A's efficiency is greater, obviously he'll take less time. Now, if again the same point, if A is thrice as good as B, then A is to B. The time taken for A is to B is what? 1 is to 3, which means A can do the work in 1 day. The same work B can do it in a 3 days. As we know that A's efficiency is thrice as good as B. Now, for example, if A can take 10 days, then B obviously take what? Some 30 days or something. Okay. Now, if B can take 30 days, A can take what? 10 days or something. Something like that we have a relation. Now, when it comes to the questions, it will be very easy to understand. Now, here it says that thrice and twice. Now, apart from that, if it is given like X times or Y times, if A is X times as good as B, then he will take 1 by X of the time B to do the same work. But this is as same as that. So if A is 2 times of B, if A is 2 times of B, A will take, okay, 1 by 2 of B, 1 by 2 of B, which means in number of days be done by 2, half, within a half days he will complete the work. So this is the basic things we need to remember. So how do we apply to the question? I will explain. Now, this is one more important note that you need to understand. So, if you get 100 time and work questions, definitely you will get 60 to 70, these kind of questions you will get it. Which means what? If A and B can do a piece of work in X days and Y days respectively. Now I'll take you to the examples here. So A can do the work in 2 days and B can do the work in 3 days. Let us take it separately. A can do a work in 2 days and B can do a work in 3 days. Then working together will take these many days. So by looking that is very complex to understand. I'll give you a easiest way of doing. Okay. Now what we need to find out? Finally, we need to find out the total number of days, to A and B to complete the work. Now. Okay. So here our intention is finding the total number of days. So it is actually very hard to find out. It's very complex to remember also. Now I know that if you want to find out the total number of days, if we are finding 1 day's work, for example, 1 day's work of A is 1 by 2. Then total number of days is what? 2. 1 day's work of A is 1 by 3. Then total number of days is what? 3. Now which means what? The total number of days and 1 day's work is reciprocal to each other. Now here I am going to find out the total number of days. For that I just want to find out 1 day work of 1 day work of A and B. Okay, 1 day's work of A and B is what? 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. 1 by 2 is 1 day's work of A, 1 by 3 is 1 day's work of B. Now, if you add these two, you will get it what? 1 day's work of A and B. So, which is 3 plus 2 by 6, which is what? 5 by 6. So, this is 1 day's work. Okay, this is 1 day's work. Then, what about a total number of days? Okay. So total number of days is how much? Obviously, that is reciprocal to this. Reciprocal to this means what? 6 by 5 days. Okay. Now when we go with this formula, we are getting the same or not, just check it. So A can do the work in 2 days, B can do the work in 3 days, and here it says xy by x plus y. They will take xy by x plus y days to finish. Xy means what? 2 into 3 by 2 plus 3, which is 6 by 5. See, again you will get the same thing. And 1 day's work. 1 day's work is what? We know that 1 day's work is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3, or else 5 by 6 is 1 day's work. Okay. So if you remember this formula, which is xy by x plus y, that is also fine. If you remember this formula also, it will be fine. Or if you remember these two statements, also, that will be fine. Okay. Now if you are doing the same thing anyhow. If you apply the formula, you will get the same thing. And if you go with 1 day's work also, you will get the same thing as a answer. Okay. Now, so do remember this. If A can do the work in X days and B can do the work in Y days, total number of days will be what? XY by X plus Y, or else 1 by 2 into 1 by 3, or else you can do like this also. So 1 by X plus 1 by Y. 1 by X plus 1 by Y is what? XY by X plus Y. Okay. So it's not XY by X plus Y. Give me a minute. x plus y by, or else y plus x by xy. This is again the same here. This is again the same what is there. Okay. So just do remember these points. Okay. If you remember formula, then it will be fine. If you didn't remember the formula also, it will be okay. You can go with a traditional method like finding one day's work. Okay. You can also go in that way. Now, these are the questions. We'll start from the basic questions and we'll go with that harder questions as well. 20 men can construct a house, sorry, can do a work in 30 days. Okay, so here 20 men are given, 30 days are given. How many days are required to complete the same work? Okay, when it is given as same work or when it is given as double time work or a triple time work, you can just think about the formula we need to apply. So which formula we need to apply here? Okay, now, so here 20 men are given. 20 men are given is nothing but men is given. Next, 30 days are given. Okay, 30 days are given means what? D1 is given. Okay, now what we need to find out? Next, 15 men are also given, which is M2. And what we need to find out? How many days? X days that we need to find out, which is what? D2. Okay, so M1, D1 is given. M2, D2 we need to find out. Okay, D2 we need to find out. Okay, now, so what's the formula we need to apply? The basic chain rule formula we need to apply. M1 D1 equals to M2 D2. Now, actually, what is the formula we have? M1 D1 M1 D1 E1 T1 by W1 equals to M2 D2 E2 T2 by W2. Okay, this is the formula. But actually, what is given? Only M1 and D1 are given. So we left with all this. We left with all this. You can directly take it as M1 D1 equals to M2 D2. This is how you need to remember. Okay. So here M1 is given as 20 and D1 is given as 30. M2 is given as 15. D2 we are going to find out. So 15 ones are 15 twos are. So what is X value? 40. So which means if 15 men are working, then how many days it will take? 40 days it will take to complete. So you need to remember this formula. Okay, then only you will be easy to understand. Okay, hope I am clear with this formula. Now, the similar kind of a question I am asking you, you need to tell me this. Okay, now. So here 1 day's work of A is what? 1 by 60 plus 1 day's work of B is what? 1 by B is equals to 1 by 35. Okay. Now I am taking this to right side. So 1 by B equals to 1 by 35 minus 1 by 60. Now if you take this one and if you solve this, you will get it answer as, we'll get the answer as 1 by 84. That calculation you have to do it. Now 1 day's work of B. 1 day's work of B equals to what? 1 by 84. Now the total number of days is what? Total number of days. Total number which is equals to 84. So this is how we need to solve. That is how we need to solve. So just have a look on the screen, then you can easily understand. So you can see, take 12 days. A and B take 8 days, B and C take 12 days, A, B, C take 6 days. Now what we need to find out? A and C will take how many days? Okay. Now we need to write it very clearly so that you can easily understand when it is practicing. So if I directly write the formulas and directly write the numbers, you may not follow at the time of practice. Now A and B take how many days? 8 days. Okay, now 1 day's work will be what? 1 day's work will be 1 by 8. Now B and C. B and C take 12 days. 1 day's work is what? 1 by 12. Now one more thing is given like A, B and C. They'll take 6 days. 1 day's work is what? 1 by 6. Now we need to find out A and C. Okay, A and C. So for that we need to find out A's work and B's work. Sorry, C's work. How do we find out A's work and B's work? See, for example, if you are taking 1 and this is 2 and this is 3. So if you take 3 equations like this and if you do 3 minus 1. So if you do 3 minus 1, what is happening here? See, A and B and C minus B and C. So B gets cancelled, C gets cancelled. We left with what? A. Which means if you want to find out A's 1 day's work, we need to subtract 3 minus 2. Sorry, 3 minus 2. So what is 3 here? 1 by 6 minus what is 2 here, which is 1 by 2. Now if you solve this, you will get it 2 minus 1 by 12, which is 1 by 12. So this is A's work. Okay, this is A's 1 day's work. So let us consider it as a fourth equation. Now we need to find out C. If you want to find out, we need to subtract 3 minus 1. So if we subtract 1 from 3, so 3 is A, B and C. 1 is what? A and B. So A gets cancelled, B gets cancelled. We left with C. So subtract, we'll do that. So 1 by 6 minus 1 by 8. 1 by 6 minus 1 by 8. Here you will get 4 minus 3 by 24, which is equals to 1 by 24. This is C's 1 day's work. This is equation 5. Now we know that A's 1 day's work and C's 1 day's work. Okay. Now 1 day's work of A and C. That will be what? 1 by 12 plus 1 by 24. So here you will get 24 as the LCM, which is 2 plus 1, which is 3 by 24. So 3 by 24, which gives you what? 1 by 8. So 1 day's work of A and C is 1 by 8. Then the total number of days. The total number of days for A and B, for A and C, which is equals to 8 days. Which is equals to 8 days. So hope I am clear with this solution. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me now. Let's do this. So A's 1 day's work. A's 1 day's work is B's 1 day's work. B's 1 day's work. And if we write it in a ratio wise, B's 1 day's work is 1 and A's twice kabatti it will be 2:1. Okay. So 2:1. Now A and B's 1 day's work. A and B 1 day's work is what? According to the question, 1 by 18. See, A can do a work in 18 days, which means 1 by 18. Okay. Now what we are going to find, in how many days A alone finish the work. Okay. So A alone finish the work means we know the ratio of A and B, which is 2:1. Total work is 1 by 8. So A alone can do the work. So A and B's 1 day's work is 1 by 18. And when it comes to ratio, so how do we take it? A's part. A's part is what? A respect to ratio by the total number of ratio, which is 2 by 3 work. So A's work is what? 2 by 3. So that is 2 by 3. So 1 day's work of A and B is 1 by 18, and one part of work one done by A is what? 2 by 3. So 2:1 ratio, if you convert into the fractions, we can write it as 2 by 3. So which is equals to 2 ones are 2 nines are, which is 1 by 27. Which means A can do a work in 27 days. 27 days. So if you still have any doubts, you can ask. It means how do we write it? Okay. Now when we write the ratio of works done by A and B. A taken by A and B is what? Now here it is talking about ratios, right? I mean percentage. So here B is 60% more efficient than A. So 60% more means what? This is 160 percentage. Okay. Now when it comes to time, okay, if it is work, obviously what? B is greater, because B is 60% more. So A is less than B. Okay, A's efficiency is less than B's efficiency. Now when it comes to time, A takes more time than B, because A's efficiency is less. So when it time is concerned, A takes more time than B. So how much time? And when we go with the ratio of times here, ratio of times, and for example here it is talking about percentage. So I am taking B is 100 percentage. Okay. So if B is 100 percentage, A will what? Say more time. More time is nothing but 160 percentage. Now B is 60% more. So we can consider this way. We can consider this way. Actually, when it comes to work, if A is 100, B will be 160. Okay, B will be 160. But when it comes to time, that will be completely reversed. That will be reversed. Okay, so time and work are inversely proportional. That we know it. Time and work are inversely proportional. So this will be got reversed. Now, what it says, B can take. Now, if you simplify this one, if we simplify, we'll get it is anyhow 160 and 6. So if we simplify, we'll get it as 8 is to 5. Okay. So which means if A can take 8 days, B can take only 5 days. That is the point. So here from this, if A can take 8 days, B can take 5 days to complete because B is 60% more efficient. Now time taken is 12 days. So for A it is given as, so A takes 12 days. If A takes 12 days, then B takes how many days? Okay, B takes how many days? That is the question. Now how do we do this? B takes, which is equals to the work done. The ratio again if we are taking, so total work done by B, and that is what, 8, 5 by 8 into 12. Okay, so simply A can take 12 days to complete the work, or A can take cross multiplication method. A can take 12 days to complete 8 parts. Okay, because that is the ratio here, and B take 5. Sorry, the ratio is 5. Now how many days? Cross multiplication. If you do the cross multiplication, 12 into 5 by 8. So 12 into 5 by 8 is nothing but what? This is 2 4 2 6 are 2, sorry, 2 4s are 2 6s are 2 2s are 2 3s are, which is 15 by 2. So 15 by 2 days, that will B can get it. Okay, so B can do the work in 15 by 12 days. So sometimes 15 by 12 is not given, it will be given as 7 1 by 2. So anything, it will be a same 15 by 2 days that B can take. Okay, now next, when it comes to this question, a group of 10 men construct a house in 30 days. If 5 men are joined when the job is half complete, what is the total time needed to finish the job? Okay. Now, so here the question is given as 10 men construct a house in 30 days. So that efficiency is also given 10 men 30 days. 5 men join when the job is half complete. Okay, so here the situation is given like after completion of half work, something is happened. Okay, now for this question, I'll give you a easiest way, that is split the work into two parts. Okay, split the work into two parts, then you can easily do it. So this is the first half I am taking. This is the first half, and this is the second half. This is the second half. Okay, now if nothing was happened, what will happen? If nothing was happened, 10 men can do the work in 30 days. Okay, now nothing was happened for the first half. So to complete the first half work, how many days it will take? 15 days it will take. Okay, again similarly, if nothing was happened, again it will take 15 days. But what's happening here, that is 5 men are joined when the job is half complete, which means instead of 10 men, here we have 15 men. Now how many days it will take? So obviously it will not be 15 days, because 10 men ki it will take 15 days. 15 men ki how many days? For talking about the second half. Now this is again, let us consider it as M1, this is D1, M2 and D2 we need to find out. So M1 D1, 15 in 10 into 15 equals to 15 into 10, sorry 15 into D2, 15 into D2. So 15 15 gets cancelled, we'll get it what, D2, which means for 15 men to complete the second half, it will take 10 days. Now total time it is asking. To complete the first half it is 15, to complete the second half it is 20. So total number of days is what? 25 days. Okay. So total time taken to finish this job is 20 for me. But in the examination, you should not take that much time. Now, So here A can do work in 80 days. So which means 1 day's work of A is 1 by 80. This is 1 day's work. Okay. Now if 1 day's work is 1 by 80, then he did it for 10 days. So 10 days work is what? 10 by 80, which is 1 by 8. Okay, this work is completed. This is a completed work. Then the remaining work B did it in 42 days. Now what about the remaining work? Remaining work, how do we get it? That is 1 minus 1 by 8, which is 7 by 8. So 7 by 8 is the remaining work. Okay, that remaining work B finished. Okay, so B finished in 42 days. Okay, now he finished in 42. So for that he'll take how many days? Okay, so to complete the 7 by 8 work, he take 42 days. Now for complete one work, he'll take how many days? Now again you'll do the cross multiplication method. So cross multiplication method is what? Cross multiplication, if you did it, so 42 by 7 by 8. Okay, so 42 by 7 into 8. So this is how we need to get it. So 7 1 is 7 6 are, which means 48 days. So B alone can do it in 48 days. So if B alone can do it in 48 days, A's 1 day's work is 80. So which is 1 by 80 is A's 1 day's work and B's 1 day's work is 1 by 48. Now the total number of days. Total number of days is how much? A and B working together, which is 1 by 80 plus 1 by 48. So this is 1 day's work of A and B. So if you get it 1 day's work of A and B, now what we get it 240, 83 is a and 40, 45. Okay, 4.5. Huh? 240 divided by, okay, so 240 divided by 48. So which is 5. Which is 5. Okay. Now after knowing it is 5, then it will be what? 8 by 240. 8 by 240 is what? 1 by 30. Which means 1 day's work of A and B is 1 by 30. So total number of days is what? Total number of days is 30 days. Okay. Okay. So this is how we need to solve. It will be very easy to solve. A can complete the work in 9 days. So I'll take other color. Okay. So A can take 9 days. So which means 1 day's work is what? 1 by 9. And B can take 12 days, which means 1 day work is 1 by 12. Okay. Now, so alternate means if A can do the work on first day, B second day, third day A, fourth day B, fifth day A, sixth day B, something like this. Okay. Now for every 2 days, the work is same. Okay. Now we need to find out 2 days work. Now what is 2 days work? That is 1 by 9 plus 1 by 12. 1 by 9 plus 1 by 12 is what? Now 36 is of the LCM. Okay, if 36 is LCM, 4 plus 3, which means 7 by 36. So 7 by 36 is the work. Okay, if 7 by 36 is the 2 days work. Okay, now what does it mean? Out of 36 parts, okay, out of 36 parts, they can complete they complete 7 parts. Okay, 7 parts in 2 days. Okay, 7 parts in 2 days. So in 36 parts, they can complete 7 parts in 2 days. Okay, now how many days are required? So which is something like 36 by 7. Okay, the number of days, or the number of times. Okay, number of times like this, number of times uncalled, number of times, which means what? 7, which will be what? 5 units. Okay, so if you consider this 2 days work is 1 unit, if you consider this 2 days work is 1 unit, so how many units are required to reach 36 parts? How many times it should be repeated? 5 times. So literally, I mean, I will show you practically. 7 by 36 is 2 days work. The remaining 7 by 36 remain next 2 days. Remaining 7 by 36. Next 7 by 36. So it will goes like this. Now, if you do like this, if 5 parts is completed, what will happen? 36, and the numerator will be what? 35. So out of 36 parts, 35 parts is completed in how many days? Okay, so for this day it is 2 days, for this it is 2 days, for this it is 2 days, which means what? 10 days. Approximately how many days it will take? 10 days. So 5 units, 5 into, for every unit we have 2 days. For every unit we have 2 days. So which is the total time? So total time equal to what? 10 days. This is how we need to solve. So answer for the question is 10 days. So A, B and C can do a piece of work in 20, 30, 60 days respectively. In how many days can A do the work if he assisted by B and C on a every third day? Okay. Now, so first what we need to consider A's 2 days work, because for 2 days no one is helping, so we need to consider that 2 days work first. Okay, no one is helping for A, so A's 2 days work. The 2 days work of A is what? 1 by 20 plus 1 by 20. Okay, 1 by 20 plus 1 by 20. This is 1 day's work of A, kada? Yeah. So which is 1 by 40. I'm getting one. Sorry, 2 by 40. 2 by 40. 1 by 20 plus 1 by 20. This is 2 days work. Okay, so 2 days work is what? 2 by 40, which is 1 by 20. I am getting 1 by 20 again. Now, so that is 1 day's work of, sorry, 2 days work of A. Now, after the third day, so this is 2 days work. Now, in the third day, what will happen? B, C coming to help for A. Now, A plus B plus C. A plus B plus C, the third day work. So, the third day work is what? 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30 plus 1 by 60, which is equals to, so 60 is the denominator, 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6 by 60, which is 1 by 10. Okay, so the third day work of A, B and C is 1 by 10. Now total work done in 3 days. Total work in 3 days, which is 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10. That is something like equation 1 and equation 2. So if you add this, what you will get it? 10, 1 plus 1, which is 1 by 5. Okay. So in 3 days, 1 by 5 work is completed. Now 1 by 5 work completed in 3 days. In 3 days, so total work completed in how many days? 3 into 5, 15 days. So or else if you cross multiply 1 by 5 work 3 days, 1 work how many days? So cross multiplication. So if you cross multiply also, you will get the same answer like 15 days. Okay.